I'm Amy Nicholson, the film critic for the LA Times.
And I'm Paul Scheer, an actor, writer, and director. You might know me from The League, Veep, or my non-eligible for Academy Award role in Twisters.
We come together to host Unspooled, a podcast where we talk about good movies, critical hits,
fan favorites, must-sees, and in case you missed them.
We're talking Parasite to Home Alone.
From Grease to The Dark Knight.
So if you love movies like we do, come along on our cinematic adventure.
Listen to Unspooled wherever you get your podcasts.
And don't forget to hit the follow button.
I'm Ann Foster, host of the feminist women's history comedy podcast, Vulgar History, and every week I share the saga of a woman from history whose story you probably didn't already know and you will never forget after you hear it. Sometimes we re-examine well-known people like Cleopatra or Pocahontas, sharing the truth behind their legends. Sometimes we look at the scandalous women you'll never find in a history textbook. If you can hear my cat purring, she is often on the podcast as well. Listen to Vulgar History wherever you get your podcasts.
Have you heard of Olivia, the travel company for lesbians and LGBTQ+ women? You know what they say, life is short and the world is wide. And when you're a lesbian or LGBTQ+ woman, you want to be able to go on vacation, have some fun, feel safe, and be yourself. Olivia Travel creates full takeovers of their cruise, resort, riverboat, and adventure vacations so you can kiss who you want to kiss without a care in the world in your own safe space. Olivia also provides the entertainment, bringing comedians and musicians from within your community. Traveling by yourself? No problem. Olivia has a robust solos program so you can travel alone, together. Single, coupled up, or in a group, you'll meet amazing LGBTQ+ women who come from all walks of life, yet have so much in common. Join the thousands of Olivians who travel to bucket list destinations all over the world. It's life-changing to be in the majority on your own vacation. Discover Olivia for yourself at olivia.com today.
Let's hang out. Let's hang out. And let's talk about what Les is about. And let's listen to two lesbians shout. Let's hang out.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Lez Hang Out. I'm Ellie Brigida.
And I'm Lee Holmes Foster, and here's what's happening this week.
This week in the Lesdom.
This week in the Lesdom is a place where we can touch base each episode about things going on with the podcast or otherwise. We are releasing bonus episodes on our Patreon all through season 8. Our last one was on Amelia Perez, and you can listen to that at bit.ly/lespatreon.
We also want to remind everyone we are going to be going to France next March 25th to 31st. We have plans to go to Paris and to Bordeaux. We got all sorts of cool stuff that we have lined up. Ellie and I are dreaming and scheming and coming up with plans. If you want to join us, you can sign up at bit.ly/LesDoFrance. We have a limited number of spots, so make sure you lock yours in.
We do know that planning travel that far in advance might be a little stressful for everyone. It's a little stressful for the two of us too in our current climate. However, if you do give us the deposit, it helps us plan for the trip. And if we end up not doing the trip for any reason that is out of our control and out of your control, we will be refunding all of the deposits. So you're not completely locked in if something horrific happens in the country. Thumbs up.
We know where we're at, y'all. We know it. We're not unaware.
I don't want to act like we are burying our heads in the sand. Just so you know, the deposit is refundable if something happens that's completely out of our control and your control. That's all. Just want to make sure we all know that. And also praying and hoping for the best. In the Greater Lez universe, Slayers Every One of Us is a new book that's come out from Jenny Owen Youngs and Kristen Russo. Tells the story of buffering the vampire slayer and also the personal story of Jenny and Kristen and how they navigated their divorce on a very public level and managed to still stay friends. I feel like as queer people, I'm intrigued. Count me in. I want to hear the details of this story for sure. So
incredible.
And they're great podcasters, so you'll be supporting them by buying the book. So color me intrigued is all I'm going to say.
Also, in the Greater Lez universe, some of you may have seen that Lucy Dacus and Katie Gavin teamed up to recreate the iconic 1993 Vanity Fair cover with Cindy Crawford and Katie Lang, where Katie Lang is in the barber's chair and Cindy Crawford's like shaving her face with all the shaving cream on it. So they recreated that photo shoot for a cover for the magazine Alternative Press. And honestly, I love that. So if you haven't seen it, look it up and look up the original. What a tribute.
I feel like we also love to talk about a gay pop star moment, which is funny because we had a whole episode about how Sabrina Carpenter's not gay. But Sabrina Carpenter, there's a new video of her, like, she does the little sex positions at the end of Juno, whatever. And so she did one where she's on the ground, kneeling, and sort of doing like a side-to-side, like lip trill kind of moment. A lot of people are saying this is simulating lesbian oral sex. I don't see that. To me, it was motorboating. To some others, it was eating ass.
Okay, I want you all to know that when Ellie described this to me, and she was like, she's on her knees, and then her head is like side to side, and I was like she's eating corn on the cob? Like, what are we talking about?
Yes.
And then apparently, so I had to look it up, and there's like a full like kind of
yes, she is making a brrr.
And if people, okay, listen. Maybe I just don't know how to eat ass, but like if that's how you're eating ass, I am concerned.
Yes,
for y'all.
I believe it is the motorboat.
It looks more motorboaty than anything else, if you ask me.
But I also find it funny that this is the queer discourse that we're all just like, oh, what is she doing here? And there's like, it's honestly amazing. And then also conservatives are like, she simulated lesbian sex. And it's like, girl literally had people Eiffel Towering her when she was in Paris. And you're mad about the motorboat.
Truly the tamest of things I think I've seen her do a position of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, literally, it's a silly joke. Nobody is turned on by a motorboat. I'm sorry. If you are turned on by a motorboat, I don't want to yuck your yum. But like, I feel like the motorboat is a joke. It is silly and funny.
Yeah. You don't do it to turn someone on. You do it because boobs are fun.
Exactly.
That's it.
Because we love a good fun bag. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, I can't say that this next thing is the Greater Lez universe. I just need to make sure that everyone knows about it because sometimes I just think conservatives be telling on themselves in the funniest of ways. Mm-hmm. So I need you all to know that there's a video of this like extreme Christian nationalist pastor from like, I don't know where, somewhere in the South, on like a podcast, maybe. Why? Who keeps giving men microphones? Okay. Truly wild of y'all. And so he goes on this podcast and fully seriously starts explaining how he's like, yeah, I was at the airport and I'm not going to go through that TSA gay laser. So instead, I had to have a man pat me down.
What the fuck? Because it's way gayer to have magnets.
I'm not even
pat
joking.
You down than a man.
He's like, I'm not going through that thing. I need a man to straight up, fondle my junk.
Yep, telling on yourself.
And he's like, because who knows what those machines, like, they're just making you gay, you know? And you're like,
what?
Sir. Sir,
I don't understand what people are talking about. What are people communicating to each other in their conversation? I can't. My brain has broken.
Great
my brain has
question.
Broken.
So listen, is sometimes your root is Xena. Sometimes your root is Gillian Anderson and the X-Files. Sometimes your root is the TSA scanner. It's hard to say.
All same levels of gay panic.
Same levels of gay. That's what's happening this week. Back to you, Ellie and Lee.
Thanks, Ellie and Lee, and welcome to our 145th installment of Should Have Been Gay.
Oh, it was fun, it was great, but it should have been a little more gay.
And in this week's episode, good God, let me give you my life. Take me to church.
We're getting real religious here.
We're having a time with these Should Have Been Gays lately. Listen, we are about to have so much fun that it might require like a PSA at the front. I don't know.
Us to be sequestered.
Yeah, we need something. And we are joined by a very special guest. We have a return friend to the pod. We have Mariel Tarin, who's a comedian, content creator, host of the new digital advice podcast, Cheers Queers. You probably know Mari from her amazing gay TikToks, her last appearance on the show, although her biggest accomplishment to date is winning the championship in her gay cornhole league.
Wow.
Bravo.
Yeah.
That is huge.
That was first season. Second season now of cornhole is really intense. I feel like people
when's the
taking it
championship?
really seriously.
Like you could still.
Well, exactly, and I do have my medal right over there. It hangs.
You're not wearing
I know, hangs next to my bed, so every girl can see it and be like, "Oh my god, is that a cornhole championship medal?" It is, in fact.
It works every time.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. This season, it's like people were like, "I'm gonna practice in the off season," and now it's really the competition's stiff.
Damn, they're all coming.
It was yesterday. We played yesterday. So
wow. I have a story from my single days because it's reminding me of this.
Brag.
I know, humble brag, but also not. But when I was on Tinder, my thing was there was like a lesbian flip cup tournament coming up. And so like in my little bio, it was like join my lesbian flip cup team. And then I literally like I only got one girl to join, but it's fine because then we went and played flip cup in this like tournament and she won the whole thing.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
You should get like an agent fee,
right,
on that for bringing her in. What did she win?
I don't remember. I feel like there was not that much to win.
$1 million.
It was like free beers at the bar. But you know what? It was a good pickup line, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It was so easy to just be like,
we do it. All of us do this. We literally will just be like, come to cornhole on Tuesday. Like to any gay person we meet. I just did it on Sunday to these strangers out at the bar. Mm-hmm. And like with the girl that I had met at cornhole. And we were like, you gotta come to cornhole.
Exactly.
So it's very fun, but you do have to curate
an organized sport. But like not a super difficult one. Not to downplay the cornhole. Right. But you know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to start a
basketball leagues are very
team.
different.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like but cornhole, flip cup, like put me in.
Because we could drink and we just chat and stuff. But it is, we do want to make sure that like you're not having any drama in cornhole leagues. So you got to be careful with who you date.
As any lesbian sports league.
Yeah.
As in just any lesbian life
event
at all.
Yes. Yeah. Isn't it crazy
the
when like,
charts get complicated fast?
When you're all just like stuck in the same like house for days on end, trying to decide who's the gayest of you all.
Nightmare.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Good smooth segue, Ellie. I love it. I'm really into it.
Gaining votes for gayest cardinal.
Yeah. Listen, I feel like this is the kind of episode where I'm going to go to work and have to explain to my coworkers, like, oh yeah, I recorded an episode of my gay podcast on Conclave last night. And they'll be like, I'd explain, say more about this. Meanwhile, I feel like all the gays are going to be like, Conclave, we've been waiting. Yes. Like, what? Is someone explain to the straights the gay obsession with Conclave. But listen,
that is actually so funny because we'll talk about this, but two of my lesbian friends were like, oh my God, you have to watch Conclave. It's amazing. And then
that's what I said to you guys.
Mm-hmm. And then Mari also did. So, I mean, survey size of 3, the gays.
No, it's bigger. It's bigger than that, Ellie. I'm telling you. So, okay, we are going to be diving in to the 2024 hit film Conclave. And I feel like I want to give 2 caveats at the beginning of this episode. One, I'm going to say this counts as like a should have been gayer. Some of you know we do these sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we'll talk about it. But like should have been gayer. And the other one is like we are not going to be respectful. So like if you're here for your strong feelings of
about
love and
the
devotion
Catholic Church,
for the Catholic
Catholicism,
Church, I'm just going to say like you know what you're getting into, okay? And that's fine.
Very good disclaimer.
Yeah, PSA in advance. So here we go. Here's the IMDb synopsis for anyone who's not familiar with Conclave. When Cardinal Lawrence is tasked with leading one of the world's most secretive and ancient events, selecting a new pope, he finds himself at the center of a web of conspiracies and intrigue that could shake the very foundation of the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
It's high drama. I love it. I love it for that.
Honestly, they're petty bitches.
Yeah.
It's like conclave. Like it's like
Yes. Yes.
conclave.
Wow, you literally just stole
Your
my
IMDb synopsis.
gay synopsis, but like it's fine. It's fine, Mari. Why don't
It was
you
gonna
read
be
us yours
conclave.
then? It does include conclave, yes.
Of course.
That's
it does.
great. No, please go.
It's okay. There's more. There's more.
Okay, who's gonna start with the gay synopsis then?
Do you want me to do it
Do
since
it,
you already
Lee.
like
Do it,
stole
Lee.
my
Just
thunder?
do it.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine. Okay, my gay synopsis for Conclave is you better be ready to Shantae pray queens because we are gonna find out who is a Vatican and who is a Vaticant. Welcome to Conclave.
Wow.
Welcome
Welcome to
to conclave.
Conclave.
This is a new bombshell enters the villa. Basically.
Quite literally a new
Well,
bombshell
quite
does
literally,
arrive.
yes, a new bombshell. A new bombshell did enter the villa. Wow.
Oh,
Incredible.
God. Mari, what's yours?
Oh, gosh, I have so much to say. It's like what happens when a bunch of old men pretend like they're not in a sorority.
Yeah.
Yes.
The entire thing was rush week. It was like sorority. When I was in a sorority, which I was in college, like that is how you picked people who were gonna like be in the sort. It's like you ranked them, and then you were like writing it, and then like it was brutal. And
Just like this.
yeah, well, it's also just like a bunch of men getting an excuse to have like a sleepover.
Yes, that's how I felt.
Like I felt like it reminded me of like a retreat, like that you go on.
They're like, sorry, we can't talk to the outside world. No
In
phones.
dresses.
Yeah. No phones. Everyone's gonna have their own room right next to each other.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Like,
And we're all doing light as a feather, stiff as a board.
pretty much. I mean,
yeah,
it like if the Catholic Church is witchcraft.
So true.
totally.
That's all I'm saying.
What's your gay synopsis, Ellie?
I feel like, okay, I honestly, it's very similar to both of yours, but I feel like for me, I was just focusing on like, how many people were there?
Of the how many cardinals?
How many cardinals?
There were 108 cardinals.
Okay. 108 men in one place, and I don't know how none of them fucked. That's my
Yeah.
IMDb synopsis.
Wow,
Just
huge
kiss.
assumption. Huge assumption.
Yes.
True.
Or
Just
kiss.
kiss, though.
I'm just saying, huge assumption we just made. It's fine though.
I'm just saying.
108 men in one room, and they did not kiss. Like, why didn't they play Spin the Bottle one night?
It makes no sense.
That would be a funny satire movie if it was like Conclave, but like
A
if
girl
it were real.
sleepover.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, if it was like a
Pillow
girl
fight.
sleepover. Yeah,
Honestly, SNL, steal this from us, please.
truly. And then like the smoke that comes out is just like weed.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. Oh my god.
Yes.
Wait,
I
this
love it.
smoke.
Write this down. This is
The
gold. This is
problem-
gold.
The problem is
Oh,
all
shit.
three of us would have to know more men.
Yeah, I don't know many.
I don't
Mm.
know who would be able to star in it. Or
If
actually,
you
you
told
know
me to
what?
find
Or
like,
just a bunch of
Actually,
masks.
a
Who are
bunch
we
of
kidding?
masks. A bunch of
Yeah,
masks. Yeah,
come
yeah,
on.
we're good. We're good.
if you told me like I had to contact a man who was not related to me,
It's hard. I can't. I can't think of
That'd
it
be hard.
either. It's so difficult.
Yeah.
It's a struggle. It's a
Mhm.
struggle. Mari, tell us a little bit about your experience with the movie Conclave, because you had seen this, right? Like,
I did.
yeah,
I saw it before the Oscars because I try to like see the Oscars movies so that I can pretend to be like, he didn't deserve that, like,
Mhm.
and act like I know what I'm talking about. But I watched it with my cousin, who's 72, and she fell asleep in the middle of it, but I was glued. I did not realize it was so cunty. Like my one friend, I was about to start it, she was like, "Oh, it's just like so gay and like so bitchy," and I was like, "What?" And then once I got in, I was like, "It's like
It
I've been
is-
here before."
Yes.
Yeah.
It is tea
Like-
after tea after tea.
It was, and it was just like gossiping and like manipulating and talking shit, you know? It's just like a regular, it's like a whole breakup. But like, I was in the whole time. I also though like didn't know like I thought that John Lithgow's character was gonna like kiss someone.
Mhm.
I really
Um,
did.
It felt like he
I thought a
wanted
couple
to.
people's characters were gonna kiss someone.
Yeah, also like you can't put Stanley Tucci in something and not have him be gay.
They
It
did,
literally
Truly.
makes no sense.
they didn't do
So-
that.
Yeah,
He was
you're right.
probably.
Actually, they didn't do that. You're so
So-
right.
Right, that's true. He probably
We will talk
was.
about Aldo
He's for
Bellini
sure gay.
in detail. Okay, don't worry about it. Ellie, what was your experience with?
Okay,
Conclave?
well, like I was saying, 2 of my lesbian friends had just watched it and were like, "You need to watch it." And then like 2 days later, Lee was like, "Mari wants to do a Should Have Been Gay in Conclave," and I was like, "Okay, well, this is my moment to watch
Yeah.
Conclave." I watched it earlier today. I agree with you. Like, it kept me in. Like, I was like, "Okay, these popes are bitches.
Yeah.
This is just a bitch fest, and I'm here for it."
yeah,
I never thought that that's what it would be. Like,
No,
I was so hesitant.
Yeah, because I watched the Oscars also. Like, and you know, they just show clips. Even from the clips, I was like, I have no clue what this movie is about.
Yeah, I literally just was like, ugh, I don't want to watch it like a Catholic movie. And like, but then someone said it's bitchy, and I was like,
Okay.
and I was like, my people. And
Mhm.
it was like the music though was also very good.
Yes, the scoring
score.
was great. Did they win
Mhm.
for the score? I forget.
In one of the awards shows.
Lee, also, what was your experience with Conclave?
here's the thing. I legitimately had not heard Conclave existed as a movie until I went to TGI FemSlash. Okay.
Mhm.
Mari, if you're not familiar, it's a small fan convention in Long Beach every year that is literally just like, let's get a bunch of nerds who want to sit and talk about like queer media all together, right? And so there's like
Sounds like
panels on
you.
like different
Yeah, exactly.
It's right up my alley. And so they have panels for like different movies, different shows, different like meta, like, you know, tropes, types, things, whatever. And also you can organize your own sort of like, you know, oh, I just want to do like a thrown together panel at lunch about stuff. And like,
Oh, cool.
there was one about Conclave. And I was like, what is Conclave?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? And that's because like a whole bunch of gays were like, oh my God, we don't have a panel on Conclave. Like we need to get together and talk about all of our thoughts on Conclave. And so someone was like vaguely trying to tell me about it. And I was like, I legitimately have never heard of this, but sounds great. And I think that's literally how they pitched it was like, yeah, it's like Mean Girls meets the Catholic Church. And I was like,
Yeah.
great. And so I was so surprised that I was like, how is this the movie that the gays are like, oh my God, all about? And then
Yeah.
I was like, actually makes a lot of sense now having
They
watched
should have
it. I'm like, yep.
used it. They should have used that marketing, I'm saying, and like because I was just like, oh, I'm not gonna watch this. Like, it's not gonna be something that I like. But if they did like somebody make a Love Island like edit cut of Conclave, and then I think it would really get the people.
Yeah.
Now that the
Well,
Oscars are over.
Similarly, I know we're talking about like, did it win best score and the music was great and all that stuff. I actually think you could also make an argument for making a full re-edit of the film where you just put like Mean Girls music as the best. Like, I just want a scene of like Deacon Lawrence walking down that like dark stone hallway. Yeah, I want like fucking these boots are made for walking style like music playing underneath him. Like, how much would that slap? That'd be awesome.
Like when the three like the plastics
Yes.
are like walking down. Yeah.
Yes.
So you're saying that Lawrence is Regina?
Which one's Lawrence?
I
That's
am
the dean. That's
saying
Ralph Fiennes, yeah.
Rafe.
Ray Fine.
Ray
Fiennes.
Fiennes. Who is
Fiennes.
Regina George in this movie? That is a good question.
Not Rafe Fiennes.
No, I'm gonna say
I think it was.
you know who I
John
think, quite
Lithgow,
honestly. No. I would make a strong
the
case
Italian guy.
for the dead Pope.
Oh.
right? I think he's pulling strings from beyond the grave. A very Regina George move indeed. And I could totally see, like, if you were going to do the confessional style videos with all of these cardinals, I could totally
confessional.
Yeah, I'm picturing like Tremblay in a confessional style thing being like one time
We do call that
the
confession.
Holy Father punched me in the face and it was awesome. That's what I'm imagining.
God, this would be, if I had so much money and if I was on SNL,
Yes.
this would be a killer sketch.
Yes. Listen, why isn't SNL paying us is all I'm saying right now. Like, truly.
Agreed.
What is
Submit
this?
it.
Well, they
Submit it.
get rid of all their lesbians, so.
So true. So
Fucked
true.
up.
This is a good
Where
idea.
is our own gay SNL? This is what I want to know.
Only gay people allowed.
Yes.
Yeah, I would
Straight
watch.
people aren't even allowed
I'm
to
in.
watch it. That's how. That's what,
Straight people can't even see it.
You're not even legally allowed to watch it.
I would like
actually.
there to be like a facial recognition and it'd be to
Yes.
clear you to be able to watch it and it'd be like,
Mhm.
but then someone would be like, prove it.
Yeah.
We will need a photo of you
Kissing
wrist deep in a girl.
Mari
Sure.
says kissing.
Whichever.
Lee says
Whichever.
wrist
Yeah.
deep. Get out of here.
I just had a whole conversation about fisting yesterday.
It's because
And-
you're gay.
Of course you did.
Yeah,
Of course you did.
but
Sure.
she was talking about, she went in like that.
Oh no.
Fully like that. And I said,
That's
no.
ow.
Oh my God.
I need everyone to picture with us the full like
I
going
mean,
to
I
punch someone in the face fist that Mari's making
It's
right
like
now.
the we can do it.
Rosie the Riveter is
Rosie
deep
the
inside
Riveter
you.
was actually fisting someone, and that's why she's in that pose. I have Rosie the Riveter.
Rosie's like we can do it. It takes two. Okay, come on.
Right.
It's like
Oh God.
Uh,
I'm like physically in pain thinking about it, but yeah.
I would love to watch a confessional.
Rosie the Riveter fist someone. Sorry, where are we going?
Honestly, yeah,
I
You
mean-
haven't seen that before? Like, what's wrong
Mm.
with you?
I would. Don't knock it.
But yes, obviously Conclave's so gay in like in the bitchy girl kind of way. But let's discuss which characters specifically should have been gay. Where do we want to start?
Well, I'll say that there is a member of the LGBTQIA.
Yes.
So true.
So, like, there's always kind of this weird thing with, not weird, but just like what really is the umbrella of like queerness, because that's more of like a medical thing.
Mhm.
And so I don't think I would ever call an intersex person like gay. So like I wouldn't say just because that character was intersex, it would make them the most gay character. Just because, that's like its own thing.
Should we start with a quick chat about Pope Innocence? I guess Pope
Oh, yeah.
Innocentia. What I don't remember what he picked, but because I feel like that going in and actually knowing extremely little about this movie, I don't know why I found that whole reveal to be so funny in so many ways.
Why?
Because
Please.
I was like, what?
yeah,
Mhm.
because here's what I think is interesting about it is like it felt like too on the nose for me with the speech
Mm.
that they gave Lawrence at the top in his homily, right? Where he's like their whole like call back to like, I know what it's like to be in between the world's certainties. And I was like, wow, you really made a whole movie just to land that line. Is that what we did here? Like, I think what I was frustrated about was two things. One, I feel like they just sort of threw that out there and then we're just like, and movie's done.
Yeah, it was real
Yeah,
quick for the
it
movie
did.
to be over.
That was so fast.
They really did.
And I was like, actually, we could explore a little more,
Yeah.
is all.
They're like, no, it's gay enough now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I also,
Well, I do feel like in the terms of gayness, though, the story itself is saying like gay is okay kind of thing. Like, because I feel like
no, yeah,
the
sure.
cardinal was like, yeah, I was gonna get the surgery, and I was like, God made me beautiful the way I am. Like, it's leading very much into like God loves transness. God loves queerness. God, like
that was the whole thing. Like that was the whole thing. Is like the aisles, like the sides of of being like it's going to go back to it's essentially, I mean, a representation of like MAGA conservatives and like liberals, and it's like the same thing. And that was also like, and obviously they made Stanley Tucci an ally.
Mm-hmm.
And
he's fisting someone too. Is that?
Yeah.
Is that what we're doing? Okay.
He really was. Stanley Tucci was like, but we can't have a pope who says being gay is not okay. Like
Aldo,
and then you were like,
Aldo
like a
is
little
so
too emphatically.
Yeah.
Why do you keep bringing that up?
Yeah, exactly.
Aldo's in his closet, like brushing off his rainbow stole, being like, "My time will come."
He's like, I mean, let's be honest. Out of the 108,
yes,
how many? And this is in real life, not the movie, but like in real life, you think out of the 108 cardinals who go, how many are gay?
I mean,
half.
I would say like 70%.
I do feel like there's a high percentage of sisters, like of nuns and priests who are gay. Because I'm sorry, like for you to be like, of course I can pledge my celibacy to Christ. It's probably because you're like, I don't want to fuck a woman. So yeah, okay, sure, it's easy.
Oh, right, because they feel like they would have to fuck a woman because they would.
I don't think they would think. Like, I feel like they would be like, fucking a man's not an option in their mind.
At the age
so
these cardinals
at
are
the age that they,
of course, no men, only little boys. Right.
We did say we were not going to pull any punches. Here we are.
All of our fans who are here for their deep love of lesbians and the Catholic Church. It's going to be like a real grab bag of an episode.
I know. I'm so sorry we offended everyone, but
all of our extremely Catholic fans.
It's not
of the show
talking shit or offensive if you're just saying
stating
real
a fact.
Things that happen.
It's just saying facts.
It's a fact.
Saying
but
facts.
okay, but this is why I'm saying I found the Benitez thing so funny to me, because it is a fact that they literally just end the movie afterwards. And it is a fact that
so
there's
funny.
like of all of the people that they explore, like he gets the least time, right? Like you could have shown us an awful lot more about like who Cardinal Benitez is as a person, as a priest, as a like anything. And instead they're just like, oh, this mysterious figure, he is from Afghanistan.
Just showed up.
He just showed up and nobody knows anything about him. Anyways, he's the Pope now and has a uterus. Bye. And it's like I just think that is a choice, is all. That is a choice that was made in the screenplay of this movie that I'm not quite sure I understand.
I also did read that this is based on something else. It's based on a book.
It's based on a book, which I have not read, nor will I.
Where that storyline is the same.
I'm not here talking about the book. I'm talking about the screenplay and the choices that they made for this movie. And I just think it's interesting. And I just think it's interesting to have like the person who is like, you know, shepherding this whole mysterious ancient process through to the end and all this stuff, that like his whole reaction is basically just being like face in palms, what have I done? And then they're like, the end. And I just think that could have been gayer is all. I just want to say that. Not that Benitez could have been gayer. The situation, the way they handled it could have been gayer.
Like give us like a little less of the voting and a little more of the intersex.
Yes.
Like, I would like that. Could we just talk about one side? It's a tiny bit like unrelated, but nobody dusted themselves off after that bomb went off. Like, not a single person dusted or even just like wiped the blood
their
off
face.
Their head.
No, yeah.
In hours.
Yep.
Like it went from like light to dark, and not one person dusted off their little dress.
I think you are.
Their little
I love
dresses.
the little dresses.
I think you are forgetting one important thing.
It's a robe.
You're forgetting one important thing about all of these men, Mari, and that is these bitches be dramatic. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like it is giving like a bomb went off.
Oh, I have a cut.
Yeah. look at my finger.
That was like me during the fires in LA. When I evacuated.
Mari making live TikToks again from the alley behind her apartment. We get it. Girl, just drive. Okay.
I was like, well, I couldn't drive because I was about to die there. And then, no, but when I was in Phoenix and I was like, I had evacuated and I would be like, I can't go back. I'm an evacuee.
And I stubbed my toe on the way out.
I'm just a baby.
And it really hurts.
But no, then
The
I gave
Popes
money.
really
I
are
did help
giving that
volunteer
shit.
and things like that. Anyways, for anybody
Yes,
listening,
good.
I was a good person.
Just in
But
case
I
you were
was
wondering.
To be
making
fair, I
it-
literally
but
was
gays are
messaging you
dramatic.
going, drive, Mari, drive.
I know. But gays are dramatic.
Gays are dramatic.
We are. That's what I'm
Oh.
saying. I think you're leaving that out of the story. Of course they didn't. Like, you think one of those
Right.
men was about to be like, "Oh, let me clean off the dust, proving how close I was to the epicenter of the blast." No.
Also, I just remember being like, what the fuck? Also, that just felt really like, it did feel, it was like, did we need that in it?
No.
Like,
Well,
What?
arguably yes, because how else is Tedesco going to show himself to be such a raging pile of horse shit, right? Like,
yeah.
I feel like we already knew he was a pile of horseshit, though.
but you didn't know he was a pile of horse shit that, like, Cardinal Benitez could be like, "What do you know about war? I've been in war." Like the dramatic bitch he
Yeah.
is.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that he was a plant and like, was gonna
Yeah.
fuck some shit up.
I legitimately thought that guy at the end was going to come up and be like, "He's not even in the church."
Yes. He doesn't
He's
even go
Jewish.
here.
He doesn't even go here. I was quite honestly waiting for that reveal.
Wait,
and
that's
then,
what
and then
I
he was
thought.
like, "I just have a fucking uterus." That,
Yeah, I know.
and I was like,
like,
That's
what?
it.
That's so
That's
funny. I
it?
really did think they were gonna be like, this is like, did you watch The Good Place?
Yes.
Like Eleanor Shellstrop, like the other Eleanor Shellstrop
Yes.
or something. And like I thought it would be like other Eleanor.
Yes. Like,
And
sorry, I'm a
Just
literal,
another
I'm a
Spanish
literal
man
demon
walks
from
through
hell.
the door being like, "Hello."
Yeah.
I really
Hola.
Isabella Rossellini was maybe had a page
Yeah.
words, a page of dialogue. How was she? She's great, of course, sure. How was she nominated for Best Supporting Actress?
She knows
Like,
how to find her window in a cameraman. She's
Is that
she's everywhere.
is
She did.
that
She
the
did
nun?
do a lot of like.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's constantly like between two shoulders.
Yeah.
Right?
But that's not Oscar worthy. I was like, she barely spoke. She barely spoke in the whole movie.
Mhm.
I kept thinking she was gonna have a bigger part because I knew she was nominated, and I was like,
How
this is the problem with Hollywood.
listen, not to get on a soapbox about Amelia Perez, but how was Zoe Saldana the supporting actress in that movie? I'm like,
Oh,
you're
right.
you're never not on screen.
Right, because they want her to win the award.
No, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I get it. I'm just saying the
But you're
rules
also,
are
like-
all made up. That's fine.
Well, also, I'm pretty sure that in Silence of the Lambs, what's his name was on camera for like 5 minutes and won an Oscar. Like he was like only actually in it
Hmm.
for like a second.
Makes
And
sense.
Isabella Rossellini didn't even eat a man's liver, like,
Exactly.
which she
Just
should.
That we know of.
Just
I know,
breathed
to be
heavily
fair.
in front of a door.
We do not know what they were cooking in that kitchen.
Okay, the whole thing really is, it's like sneaky pregnancy.
Mhm.
Like, and that whole thing was weird too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what I think is funny is a movie where I'm not sure I understand how the people who made it feel about the Catholic Church.
I
At
do
all.
Yeah, I
not
can
think
tell.
there's a pro. I do
General
not think there's a
sense.
pro stance. I do not think there's a pro
No.
stance, and that's fun.
No.
That's why this movie hits. This is not
We
like
don't
trying to
think that
convert
they-
people to Catholicism.
No, I don't think that's the point at all. I'm just saying
That's fine.
I feel like there's so many things going on that I just think it's interesting.
I mean, I think the point of it was to be like humans are humans. They're cardinals. They're supposed to be holy, but like they're just people. They're just like
And then that one little was sneaky guy, like the Gary from Veep. who would be like,
yes. It's like, you sure you don't want me to tell you this?
yeah, do
Yeah.
you want me to tell you?
With the
something you
purplest
don't
robe
know.
of purple robes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he was the little brat, like
Yeah.
just getting outside information. He's like, there is fighting. I know something. Like, he was a great
every time
addition.
Lawrence is like, no, don't tell me, like, I shouldn't be swayed one way, and then he just stands there.
Yeah. Are you sure?
Well, I wonder if I
think-
should say
That one was the gayest one.
Do we feel as though the two of them have fucked?
I think-
Ralph Fiennes?
I
That's his
who
name.
was it? Who was it again?
Rafe Fiennes. Rafe Fiennes.
My
Yes.
strong stance hill that I will die on is everyone in this movie has fucked each other at one point. Or
Yes,
another.
but like,
Or at least suck
who
a
are
dick.
the exactly? It's probably their initiation. Let's be real.
Yeah.
They're
I'm
like,
telling
wait,
you.
how did this man become cardinal? He didn't suck my dick.
They actually want the Pope to die, so they have to all come together and have this little gay orgy.
Exactly.
Who poisoned the Pope so that we get to fuck? That's what we want to know.
Okay, but then like you're telling me it was also like National fucking Treasure too, where Rafe Fiennes
Yes.
goes in
Yeah.
and it's like, wait a second, I'm just gonna go into this random little fucking nook and
Exactly. And find exactly what I'm looking for.
Rafe Fiennes is like, I pulled a book on the bookcase and I found a secret staircase that leads me down to the basement of the Vatican. And I hear in a relic's bones, I found a piece of scrolled parchment.
And now I know they're intersex. It's like he's reading the back of the Declaration of Independence to find out somebody, they're trans.
I found an ancient saint's bones spelling out the letters XX, and I know exactly what that means. That man has a uterus. What? Yeah. Wild.
But I do feel like I'm saying some of them have more intimate relationships than others. Like I think
John Lithgow. I think he and the Pope were fucking.
Yes.
Oh, for sure. Because I feel like you never really know. We do sort of know what they talk about, but I feel like it's like, oh, well, what happened in that last meeting? Like, it was private. Because they were just fucking. He was like, I want one last time before I die.
Yeah. And I feel like he was like,
precious
I'll
to
make
me,
you
those
Pope.
Yeah, he said it was precious to me.
It was precious. I don't want to tell you what we talked about.
Because we didn't talk.
And they were like,
I don't want to
"There's
tell you
always
what came
someone
out of
else."
or into my mouth, okay? I just want
He's like, there's
those
always
moments.
someone else present, but there wasn't that time.
Mm.
And he was
there
like,
was the Monsignor, and we know what he
Right.
was there for. Okay?
and that's why he's an alcoholic, because he had to watch it.
Sometimes you need a third.
Hey,
But yeah,
it's just like
fine.
maybe he was like the cuck.
Yes,
Listen,
yeah,
I
he just
think
liked to
that's as
watch.
good of a time
Conclave.
as any. That's as good of a time as any to take
Conclave ad break.
take a quick break and come back to Conclave after this.
Have you heard of Olivia, the travel company for lesbians and LGBTQ plus women? You know what they say, life is short and the world is wide. And when you're a lesbian or LGBTQ plus woman, you want to be able to go on vacation, have some fun, feel safe, and be yourself. Olivia Travel creates full takeovers of their cruise, resort, riverboat, and adventure vacations so you can kiss who you want to kiss without a care in the world in your own safe space. Olivia also provides the entertainment, bringing comedians and musicians from within your community. Traveling by yourself? No problem. Olivia has a robust solos program so you can travel alone, together. Single, coupled up, or in a group, you'll meet amazing LGBTQ plus women who come from all walks of life, yet have so much in common. Join the thousands of Olivians who travel to bucket list destinations all over the world. It's life-changing to be in the majority on your own vacation. Discover Olivia for yourself at olivia.com today.
Let's hang out.
Here's what I think is also very funny, because I do want to dig into some of these characters more, but we were talking about how we're in our religious era right now, because 2 weeks ago, our last Should Have Been Gay before this was on Jesus Christ Superstar.
Right.
We talked in that episode about how the Pope at the time in 1973, when that came out, was apparently a big fan of Jesus Christ Superstar, the movie, possibly the gayest thing I've ever seen. And so I'm just curious, what do we think the Pope's thoughts are on Conclave?
Oh, the current Pope?
Current Pope.
Oh, well, didn't he like go into the hospital recently?
I'm sure he saw it. Come on.
You think he did?
He's on his deathbed and they're like, you have to see Conclave.
Yeah. I think you should know what's going to happen.
Do you think he would be like, facts? Or do you think he would be like, we're not like that?
That's what I want to know.
yeah.
That's what I want to know. What do we think?
I looked it up. But do you want to just speculate, or do you want to know what actually is going on?
I want to speculate first, and then you can tell us.
Okay. I do feel as though the Pope would have to deny what was going on there because it was gay.
100%. He would 1,000% not. No, because too much happened. The fact that they had like pregnancy and like all of this like sneaky and stuff like that, he would be like, no, it's not like that. Like that's not the Catholic Church. And like, so I would say he would like deny it versus someone like Aaron Brockovich, I feel, who would be like, accurate. Yes. Julia Roberts. This is exactly who I am and exactly how I am.
I would love it if he was like, oh my God, you're so right. These cardinals are bitches, but I can't see it.
But you know what I think is funny is I agree. I think they would be like, this is crazy. This is not what we're like at all. I also, in some ways, strongly feel like this is an aspirational movie for the Catholic Church, quite honestly. Right? And so I just find that, I just think it's funny.
You think the Catholic Church would be better if all the cardinals were gay?
Yes.
Not necessarily.
Yes. I think this movie posits a better church than we have. Let's put it that way.
I guess it's just, but like men are men. They're still men. And there's a lot of misogyny with gay men. So I would like if cardinals could be women, or we could have female priests at that high. The women, they very clearly, like, I did like that line that Isabella Rossellini said, like, about, like, we're here, we're in the rooms, like.
Yeah, we do have ears, actually.
Yeah. We actually
fucking hear shit.
Yeah, and so that would be the ideal, I think.
Get Isabella Rossellini a cassock and a mitre, you cowards.
What if, like, what would the sequel be?
Yeah, what if it is in a futuristic society where now women can be, and then the sequel is just all women cardinals.
Conclave
and then it's just the women being like, stop! No, she's being a real bitch right now. And they're just as bad. And then instead, actually, they're just like 10 times worse.
Yes.
And they like start rumors that like ruin lives, like generations.
Can't wait.
I'm just saying, though, imagine how fucking good that movie would be if you did have female cardinals voting for the next popess, right? Like, that shit would slap.
I mean, it already
really
does slap. But yeah, it would be 10 times better.
The voting took so long. I was like, let's go.
I know. Like, get it together. But I feel like they did it on purpose. Here's my thing. They're like, okay, we're here. This is the most action we're going to get in a while because all these cardinals are usually separated, right? And so I feel like they're like, oh, it's getting close. Nope.
No, guys, I don't want to go home yet.
They're like, can you just not? Like, I need one more night with my boyfriend, you know?
Why didn't anybody like give a PowerPoint presentation to be like why you should be Pope? Like, I didn't see any campaigning. I didn't see any like posters up.
No buttons.
Posters. Yeah.
Yeah. No buttons.
Yeah.
Like, how often are you together? How do you know about these people? How do you know Stanley Tucci is going to be, you know, like, and then like.
They have a fucking WhatsApp group going, you know?
Yeah.
Like, he is funny in the group chat.
I feel like the ego in me would be like, how many votes did I get? And I'd be like, I'm worthless. And then have like a mental breakdown. Wow.
And then everyone would be like, if it was the like lesbian one, then everyone would be like, oh, honey, it's okay. And then the next time you'd have all more votes, and someone else would be like, no, now me. It would be so hard.
You'd be there for weeks.
Oh my God. Could you imagine a lesbian conclave?
Oh my God. The amount of relationships that would form, live a full life, and die.
You could get married right there, right? Right in the
can't church. Really, because it's the Catholic Church.
Right.
But yeah.
It's not the Catholic Church as run by Isabella Rossellini, Popess of
the
Catholic Church.
Okay? Actually, Genovia.
With your Popess of Genovia.
She's just holding a bunch of pears. It's fine. Genovian pears.
Yes.
No, just me? It's fine.
Yes, it's okay.
Oh, Genovia. Just Genovian pears.
Of course. I do want to talk about, we sort of briefly talked about it, but like, let's talk about the like liberal, the factions, you know? Like, I do feel
like the
like
aisles.
in terms of this film, Stanley Tucci, like we've said, gay.
But like,
I need to. Can we talk about Aldo more though? Are we? I know you have a point you're getting to. I just want to make sure we don't just blow past that. Haha.
No. I'm just saying. I'm just saying that is a very clear, like, they're talking about, like, should gays be part of the church?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that's accurate in the divide. I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know a single Catholic priest. Do you guys?
You know what? I was born and raised in the Irish Catholic of Boston. So I do know of some priests. I have not talked to them since I came out because it's not the vibe.
Because current Pope is down.
Yes.
I'm sure it's part of the discussion.
Crazy.
Like, you know, it has to be part of the discussion, right? But that's why when I'm saying, like, I think it's so funny to make a movie that I'm sure the Catholic Church is not a big fan of, and to have, like, Stanley Tucci in his little cassock getup and his whole little thing, giving his little speech about, like, you let them know that, like, I stand for, like, gays in the church and I stand for, like, all this stuff. And, like, he could not bring up gays more times in this movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's, like, his whole big thing. Like, that's what I'm saying, is, like, it feels aspirational, you know? That feels like...
What did the Catholic Church say? You Googled it, right?
Oh,
yeah, tell us.
Okay, so Pope Francis hasn't directly commented because you're correct, in the hospital. But
he probably saw it and then had a heart attack.
Yeah, he died. One of the cardinals.
He's like, what do they know?
Yeah, he's like, they got it completely accurate. Don't tell anyone.
Don't look into my behind my bed.
Yeah. How'd they know about my secret?
Just a list of intersex
my secret
people.
compartment of butt plugs.
Do you think that priests can use butt plugs?
It's the holy butt plug drawer, Ellie.
Honestly,
Jesus.
that's a really good question because I feel like, okay, priests aren't allowed to have sex with other people. But can they have sex with themselves? I don't know.
I don't think they are supposed to.
Let us know in the comments.
How often do you jerk off?
Like and follow, subscribe for more.
Can you jerk off? Can you use butt plugs?
What are you using? What kind of toys are you using? We're so curious.
Can you? But what is the, like, are you allowed to, is that, like, allowed at all? Like, self-gratification, or is that a sin?
I think it is but I'm certainly not the...
I think it is a
Don't
sin.
quote me on this.
Yeah. Which is so depressing for them.
Maybe if you go long enough, though, you're like...
Just falls
all
off.
I'm saying is all those, like, you know, middle-aged, not middle-aged, like the Middle Ages priests who were very into, like, self-flagellation, like, was that just a kink? We want to know.
Mm-hmm. But one of the cardinals did state that the film doesn't accurately depict the spiritual reality of a conclave.
Yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and
sure.
said it was a scene of political backroom plotting, and that's not what they're like. They're spiritual. They're guided by God, so not happy about it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Guided by God.
God is
one
a bitch.
answer to tell me what 107 of them say. The other 107.
Exactly.
Do you think that he was just like, I don't look like John Lithgow?
He's
like,
yes,
I'm hot.
Like, I'm hotter than him.
Yeah.
Oh God. Do we think that the first vote was really just based on hotness? Because they don't know that. You're right. They don't know that much about each other. They were like, which one do I think is the cutest?
Yeah. You definitely, at a certain point. I mean, for sure, the young. Well, wouldn't you think that you would want a younger pope just because, like, these popes be dying? But maybe they do want old ones so that you can get more
I think they
popes.
want them to die.
Yeah. That's why you get old popes.
Yeah. I think if you have a young one, because they're there forever, they're there till they die, right?
Yeah. We need term limits.
Term limits on these old ass popes. That's
Popes
not.
need term limits. Supreme Court needs term limits.
Yes, they're not dying fast enough. It's messed up.
Good ones are not.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I don't want the good ones to, but
but yes, Bellini gay. Okay, so you think John Lithgow is real gay? Why do you say
I
this?
think John Lithgow, first off, his voice sounds gay. But he, I think, was like weirdly obsessed with the Pope.
Yes. I do feel like, I mean, we've already talked about this. They fucked. That's his father. Like, that's his daddy.
That's his daddy. That's
Daddy.
That's his
That's
holy
his daddy.
daddy.
But I'm saying that's his holy father. Holy daddy.
Forgive me, daddy, for I have sinned.
Exactly.
Even saying it feels real gross. I'm just gonna, just in case you're wondering what that feels like coming out of your mouth, bad. It feels bad.
Could you imagine if we went to confessional after this and they were like, what do you have to confess? And I was like, well, we did call Catholic Pope or Catholic priest daddy.
Yeah, we did call the Pope daddy.
We called the Pope daddy.
We insinuated that they fucked other people.
Yeah.
We did just record a whole episode about Zaddy Pope, and I don't know.
Zaddy Pope. Well, what's funny to me is there's a baseball team called the Daddies, like the Padres.
Yes,
like that's literally
fathers, daddies.
John, I don't think anybody should call their dad daddy unless you are under 4 years old, or sometimes if you're from the deep South.
Yeah, even then, it doesn't feel right.
Daddy. If you're from the deep South, or like you are like New Orleans, like Bayou, I'll give you a pass.
Otherwise,
do not ever call your dad that.
Don't talk to your dad, actually.
Yeah. Why are you speaking to him at all?
Don't address him. Why do you even need a name for him?
Why do you need a father? You can just go to confession. Let's be real, right? That's what we're saying?
You know what's so funny? Because I was raised Catholic. When we would go to confession, like, you have to go to confession, when you're like 8 years old. Yes.
I don't know. I'm Jewish.
So we go to confession like super early, right? And it's like, what am I like, I'd be like, so this week, like, I didn't do the dishes when my mom asked me, and like, I called,
not a sin.
Right? Like, I called my sister, like, I said she was mean. And then they'd be like, all right, I
cheated on my math test.
Yeah, like, it's like, what the fuck am I confessing at
10 Hail Marys and an Our Father?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just kneel and you pray. And I'm like, okay. And sometimes I would make shit up because I would be like, I didn't do anything bad this week, but like, I feel weird not telling them. I feel
it's like me in therapy. I'm like, I don't really have much to talk about this week. And then something horrible happens, which is what happened today.
Yeah. And then you don't have therapy and you're like, fuck. Yeah. And then you forget by the time therapy comes.
Okay. Confessional. That's the most gay. Like, you are gossiping. That's it. You're just a huge, like, I could never, for that reason, because I wouldn't be able to keep those secrets.
Well, and I feel like too, they're like, oh, well, the vow of the confessional. And then they're like, but let me tell you something. Like, it's giving
also, like, Mark confess. I'd be like, okay, like, I had sex with this girl, but like, what did she say about me? Like, tell me.
Exactly. No, I feel like it's giving, like, when like a friend tells you a secret and they're like, don't tell anyone. And you're like, okay, yeah, I won't tell anyone. But in your mind, like, there's a list of people you can tell.
I have one person that I always tell everything to, and it's my friend Maggie. And that's because, though, I know Maggie will not tell anyone. And she's kind of like a little like removed from like the scene. And so doesn't usually like personally know anyone. And all of her friends are straight. So she's very trustworthy. That's the only one.
But sometimes
listen, I'm married. Do you think I have secrets from Kelsey? No, man. Like, you gotta share
Kelsey's probably your one.
Yeah. Yeah. This is why I'm like, every time you see things where people are like, oh, like, my husband was in the CIA and he had like this level security clearance, and like, even I don't know what he was doing. And I was like, so he doesn't love you? I don't understand.
Like, God, I've had so many exes.
I don't understand. Like, what are you talking about?
That must be so nice, Lee. That must be so nice. I have so many exes who lie, and after breakups, you like find out even more lies, and you're just like, well.
And they were
we not only have, like, Kelsey and I are the kind of couple where it's like, we not only know each other's phone passwords. I'm like, just put your face in so you don't have to type it on my phone. Like, what is this? What kind of life are we living?
That's unreal.
Except you got to have the one person. That's what I'm saying. Like, everyone has the one person. Okay. There's one person you have no secrets from. And that's fine. And that includes confessionals in the Catholic Church. Every priest should have their boyfriend and they get to tell them all the secrets.
So who do you think is Ray Fiennes'
Boyfriend?
boyfriend.
The purple
The purple man.
Yeah.
What's
Purple
his
guy?
name?
I don't even remember.
I can't remember any of these Cardinals' names.
Purple guy.
Monsignor or something? No, I don't remember.
Yeah, Monsignor something, you're correct. But yes, that's clearly his boyfriend. And he's like, okay, I'm sequestered here, but I can see you only.
Mm-hmm.
And so
And he's
you
like
need
the
to
little
give me
twink.
the tea.
Yeah, he's very twinky.
Mm-hmm.
But that one guy with the baby, like,
The only straight guy in this movie, if you
That
ask me.
was-
Eddie Emmy's the only straight one.
that was pretty, like, you, like, not only, you, like, brought her there.
Oh yeah, it's
Damn.
messy. It's messy.
Messy. You spent money.
But that's what I'm saying. That is a Regina George move. And the one thing, as much as I think Tremblay sucks, the one thing I do believe him of is I do believe that the Holy Daddy made him do that. And I think it was not his mess. I think he was just an errand boy for his royal daddiness.
Yeah. That one was big.
And that's Regina George level shit. That's...
Which one's Caddy Heron?
Caddy Heron is...
I
think that's Bellini. I think that's Bellini.
Ah.
Because I think Katie's the most, like... I think she has the most hope, you know? Like, she's the most naive, and I think Bellini's a little... He's like, I'm going to tell everyone I want to do a new church, and they're all going to be into it, and they're all going to vote for me. Because they also want to have an inclusive church that welcomes gay people like me. And he's like, people will like that. And then I think people don't like that. And he's like, I don't understand.
To me, Ray Fiennes might be the Katie Heron.
I can see that too.
Gets a little caught up. I think he gets a little caught up in things and like wanted to like, I don't know. I think he lost his way a little. And then at the end, because I did feel like he was kind of manipulating and getting votes himself. And then
That's
like,
true.
I do feel
sneaky.
like he was pretending like Katie did.
Yes.
Then if we're going to say Rafe is Katie, then I vote for Aldo to be Gretchen Wieners.
Mm-hmm. Because, yeah, Aldo is like, what the fuck? You were supposed to be my best friend.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then which one is
Karen.
Karen?
Benitez.
Who's dumb in it? I hate that trope. But like
Tremblay.
I feel like Tremblay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Tremblay like thinks that he's playing the game and he clearly fucked it up.
Yeah.
Tremblay's the one priest in that scene with all the umbrellas who didn't have an umbrella because he's like, I wasn't sure it was raining or not.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and
My
then Lizzie
tits didn't tell me.
Kaplan, Janice Ian Dyke. I feel like that could be Isabella Rossellini.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Isabella's
How do we get this made? That's what I want to know. How do we get this
Conclave,
made?
Mean Girls.
Yeah.
It really is just mean
Conclave.
girls with men in robes.
Conclave.
Do you think that there is a porn called Cunt Cave now? And it's
Cunt Cave? Yes.
yeah, Cunt Cave.
Yes.
Conclave?
100% yes.
I don't know.
Cunt Cave.
If there's not already a porn parody.
Why did I put it into my Google?
Yeah, you're wild for that.
I shouldn't have done that. I'm gonna get out of there. We gotta escape. I don't think so, though.
Ellie's like, my computer has now crashed. I'm sorry,
yes,
everyone.
it auto-corrected to cunt cake or cunt slave.
Whoa.
Both great.
Those are very
Both great.
different things.
Yeah.
Mhm.
One, I
So-
was like, oh, it means bunt cake.
Mhm. Yeah, so I might do a
Cunt
deeper
with a
dive
D
later.
in
I'll
it,
let you all
so-
know.
Delete your history.
Clear cookies.
I how do we make a shirt that has like cunt with a D in it cake? That honestly sounds hysterical.
Ooh, yes.
Oh,
It's
like
actually really-
C-U-N-D.
DT.
Yes.
Cunt.
Make the merch.
I'll make the merch. Okay.
That's funny.
That's great. That's good.
That's
Okay.
funny.
Who else should have been gay? Is there any other gayness we want to explore in this before we head to our ships?
I think they were all
we
gay.
covered it.
Quite honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they all are.
Okay, so who are we shipping together? I'll go first. For me, I don't know. I really actually like Bellini and Lawrence.
Mm.
Hmm.
I feel like
Mhm.
they're like a little bit adversarial. There's like a little push and pull, but they still love each other, you know?
Yeah.
And their ship name for me is Belawrence. That's all I got.
Lorini.
Larini. Yes. What about you, Mari? What's your top ship? Who do you want to
My
see
top
together?
ship is the Pope and Tremblay,
Mm-hmm.
and their name would be Trope.
Yeah.
Honestly,
A
that's a
trope.
great ship name.
Ship name Trope.
You know what? No sequel. Prequel.
Yes.
Prequel.
Yes.
Pope
So
and Tremblay.
good.
We can do prequel of that Pope also becoming Pope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The OG conclave for him.
Yeah.
And I feel like they knew each other at the conclave.
Yeah.
They hook up for the first time at the conclave. Then he rises to the papacy, and he's like, "You're leaving me behind."
And he says, "Give me one last blowjob."
Mm-hmm. Then they come back on the deathbed.
What a trope.
Come back to the deathbed. Yes.
I also feel like I have to ship Aldo with Benitez because I refuse to believe that Aldo's going to catch wind that there is someone under the umbrella in that church, and he is not going to hop on that D so fast.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, is there a D? But
I think so.
Yes. I feel like there's a D, but
I think there's a D and a uterus.
Mhm.
Oh, right, because they didn't know. He didn't know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That really did feel like they threw that in there.
Aldo's going to
really
break out his
did.
rainbow stole, and
I feel like they also were like-
ride that D.
They also were like, and Wikipedia page for intersex. Let's
Yes.
explain what's happening here. I have a uterus.
It just there was a pivot from like the National Treasure mystery ride to like, and in this week's very special episode, and I was like, what happened? It was just there was a tone shift that I was not ready for. That's all.
Yeah.
I guess we'll take the rep, question mark. I don't know. Anyone intersex out there speak better than we are on this. All right.
We know our
amazing. We can all agree that Conclave should have been gay.
Should have been
Yep.
gay.
Should have been gay.
All right, ready for a Q and gay? Here we go.
Q and gay.
Question number 1, Mari. Have you ever been to the Vatican? A, yes, or B, no?
B, no.
Me either.
Gotta
Have you,
go.
Lee?
Gotta go.
Yeah?
I've been to Rome. I don't know if I've been to the Vatican. I don't think so.
Bailey
I was young.
Bailey was saying that
child.
she did go to the Vatican, but like it was like you like are just like shoved into a room with a million people and pushed through. So it's like not a very
You go to
like
Vatican City, and it's like not
positive experience either way.
No, and I just like don't really have a thing for the Catholic Church. So
I think that's valid.
Not even after this movie? Wow.
I know maybe now I would go. And I would touch
Honestly-
it and they'd be like,
Yeah. Amazing.
yeah.
All right,
Okay,
number-
question
Oh, sorry,
two. Question 2, Mari. Pick a priestly garment to rock out of A, cassock, B, a girdle, C, a chasuble, or D, a mitre. We can describe what any of these are as
Yeah, I
needed.
don't know what those are. I do know
So
what
the
those
literally
are.
couldn't
cassock
tell you
is
either.
like, picture the black little roby, right? Like the tight
Okay.
black robies, long sleeves.
Okay.
Slight little shoulder. Okay. The girdle's the little rope around the waist.
Yeah, I know
The
what that-
chasuble is like the big poncho on top, right?
Ooh.
And the mitre's the big pope hat. The duck hat. Yeah.
Oh. I'm between the poncho and the hat.
It's a tough call. There's no wrong answers.
I know.
We're not
And this is what
actually
I
sending
would-
you any one of these. So.
Can we?
I'm just taking it really
is
seriously.
that sacrilegious? Can we wear them?
I think the poncho
Love it.
Seems
They
more
come in multiple
comfortable.
different colors too. You got options, you know?
seems more comfortable, and the hat seems like really like, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over the
it's
top.
too in your face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally over the top.
You can't wear it out to the club, you know?
It feels like it would some wind. Unless you're
Just
Chapel
gone.
Roan.
Yeah, you gotta like really glue it on
Chapel, if her next song does not feature her in like a full, like
there. Priestly garment.
full priestly
Yeah.
garb, like honestly, what are we doing?
All right, question number 3. What game were you always pushing for at sleepovers? A, truth or dare. B, spin the bottle. C, light as a feather. Or D, 7 minutes in heaven.
Spin the bottle. I was always pushing that because nobody ever wanted to kiss me. And so it was like
Did
my
it work?
only chance. No, because I remember when the bottle landed on me, they were like, we're not playing anymore.
Oh no! Your
Mari!
deep-seated trauma.
No.
I was bullied heavy growing up.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I'm glad we
Look
could
at me now.
revive that trauma for you.
Now I get to kiss people.
Yeah.
And you don't even need a
without
bottle.
playing.
You don't even need a bottle.
I don't
It's so
need-
true.
Well, doesn't hurt.
Okay, question 4. What would
Yeah.
your papal name be out of A, Anastasius, B, Sixtus, C, Urban, or D, Eugene?
This is like when a non-binary person changes their
Yes.
name.
Mhm.
I want you to know these are all legitimate papal names that you could choose.
I do
Okay,
feel
wait,
like
say them
why
one more
don't
time.
Okay, Anastasius, Sixtus, Urban, or Eugene?
That's funny. That is like if trans masks got to pick their name.
the
I always joke
the
that
Venn
they only
diagram.
have like a hat of like they have to pick out of a hat. And it's the
Mhm.
same 4 names. All iterations of Aiden.
There's a lengthy list
Kai.
of available options, okay?
I
You
picked
could be
Sixtus.
Calixtus, you could be Boniface, you could be
Sixtus
Victor.
is a good one.
Sixtus. Final answer.
Okay, hot.
I do feel like we've just found a new niche though. Like, why don't non-binary people just look at all the previous popes and pick?
One argument heavily in favor of Sixtus is there have only been 5 of them, so you would be Pope
The
Sixtus the
sixth?
Sixth, which I think is honestly so good.
Oh my god! Had I known that, I wouldn't even been. It'd be
There's no
absolutely
option.
Sixtus. That's incredible. Isn't there like a rental company, Sixt? Something like that?
Yes, there is.
I think they're pretty bad.
They're horrible, but Sixtus
Yeah.
is gonna be the sixth Sixtus
Totally
is really
in.
gonna fix
That's what I
everything.
want.
Mhm.
Sixtus.
All right, question number 5, final question. Pick a pope. A. Tedesco. B. Adeyemi. C. Tremblay. Or D. Benitez.
Benitez is the intersex one.
Mhm.
I picked Benitez.
You pick correct.
You under my umbrella, baby.
Mm-hmm. You don't
More
want.
Do you
than-
think
you
that's
don't
why
want
they
John
got that scene
Lithgow?
with all the umbrellas? Do you think that's why?
They were trying to say we're all under
Unless they love
your
Rihanna.
umbrella.
Yes.
Still gay.
Oh my god, this is what I'm saying. In the Mean Girls edit, that is what is playing over that scene, right?
Mm-hmm.
Umbrella?
I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like, picture it in your minds with me, okay?
I'm thinking the like animalistic song when they're like dun 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 dun, dun, like,
Yes,
like
it's like when it's like "Wah," like with all the
Like the
sounds.
pop-
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wish I had more time on my hands.
Janice Ian Dyke. That's my favorite.
I would definitely do this edit. Damn it. Oh my gosh. What a gay romp into the Catholic Church.
It was.
It's
Truly,
wild.
thank you.
Mari, thank you so much for spending your time with us.
Absolutely. This was a blast. I could talk it. What a great episode. Truly,
What?
I would listen to this episode. Like, there's so much to say about it.
I know. Where can our listeners find you? Online, your podcast, all the fun things.
You can find me in West Hollywood. the Hollywood
Address.
Hills. Yeah, right. 7. You can find me on Instagram at my full name, Mariel _Tarin, and TikTok at mtarin. And I got a new show called Cheers Queers, and we are on Patreon. So patreon.com/cheersqueers. And
Give
or
us the quick pitch of the show too.
quick pitch of the show is a queer Dear Abby, essentially, where I have a queer guest come on and we answer written in questions by other queer people and play some fun games, basically share a round of drinks with them and ask some really personal, funny questions and laugh
Love
so
it.
much. But mostly it's an advice thing, but with unqualified and unfiltered.
As
Great.
it should be. As
And
it should
yeah.
be.
Is it only available on Patreon?
So all of the clips I put out on like Instagram and TikTok. So you basically, but to watch the whole thing, it's on Patreon. And
Nice.
to get extras and BTS.
Amazing.
Incredible.
What an episode.
What an episode. I'm so happy. Truly.
We love hearing from all of you. We love continuing to build this community, and we just want to shout out some of our favorite things every episode. And I feel like we've shouted out Tressa before, but Tressa, we're going to shout you out again because Tressa sent us a message after our Jesus Christ Superstar episode when we were talking about how Jesus was being a little whiny bitch, being like, this could be my body for all you care. And had to send us the little meme of the if you even care meme with the little cat, and it's just a little teeny kitten standing upright. And the text just says, this is me if you even care. But she attributed it to our Lord and Savior. And it just, it tickled me. Tickled me, Tressa. It was very funny. So there you go.
And as always, want to thank our Lesbian Jesus patrons, Mark Foster,
Lizette Stye,
Adi Benitez,
Sophia Phillips,
and Armani Gucci.
And our King Princess patrons, Amy and Ellen.
And Andrea Doucette, thank you so much. We really could not continue to make the show without you.
Remember, you can find us on all the social medias. We are on Instagram, Facebook, Blue Sky, and TikTok at Lez Hang Out Pod.
You can email us at lezhangoutpod@gmail.com.
You can check out our website at lezhangoutpod.com.
Whatever app you use for podcasts, make sure you subscribe to be the first to know when new episodes drop.
We also have videos going up on our YouTube channel, so make sure you subscribe at youtube.com/lezhangoutpod to catch them.
Lez Hang Out is an independently produced show hosted by us with audio production by me. Our production assistant is Kristen Murison, and other podcasting shenanigans by Lee Holmes Foster.
If you want to help support the podcast, one easy thing you can do is leave us a rating and a review on whatever app you use to listen to podcasts. It helps new people find the show.
If you want to join our Patreon, it is by far the best way to support us, and it is our biggest source of monthly revenue. It helps us to keep making the show. You can join at bit.ly/lespatreon, and you will get all kinds of bonus episodes and access to our Patreon-only Discord chat.
If you want to get some Lez Hang Out merch, we have all sorts of new things, new designs. You can find them all on our website or at our new store at bit.ly/lezmerch.
And remember, we have a queer production company making queer podcast musicals with guaranteed happy endings. You can find everywhere at $dollarbeanprod.
You can also check out our website, dollarbeanproductions.com.
You can listen to all the episodes of our first show, The Flame, on any podcasting app. And our second show, Journey to the Heart, also on any podcasting app.
And if you want to help support us in making more musicals, you can join our Patreon at bit.ly/dollarbeanpatreon.
If you want to find us individually, you can find me at Ellie Brigida on Instagram and TikTok.
And you can follow me on Instagram, Blue Sky, and TikTok at LSH Foster.
With that, I'm Ellie.
And I'm Lee.
And
let's hang out again soon.
Let's hang out.
What's up, fellow TV watchers? It's Brian from The Core Podcast, where we cover all things Apple TV+. We are wrapping up our recaps of Emmy favorite Severance, but 2025 on Apple TV Plus is just getting started. In April and May, The Core is recapping Seth Rogen's new Hollywood satire, The Studio, and Jon Hamm's dark comedy, Your Friends and Neighbors. We'll also be recapping the first 2 seasons of Apple's sci-fi thriller, Foundation, heading into the 3rd season of that later this year. Search for The Core, all things Apple TV Plus, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube.